believe I'm playing at Sonar. Holy shit. Amazing. I bought special shoes just for Sonar. I figured some of you would be on ecstasy, so you'd be really That's it. So that was a piece of music by Gluck from an opera he wrote called Orfeo and Eurydice. And I love it because it's a magic trick. This is the thing about classical music. It takes a really, really sad piece, and at the same time as being sad, it's also happy and filled with love. I still don't know how it works, but it's a kind of magic, and it's such an honor to be playing at Sonar. It's the first time they've ever had classical music here, and I keep asking myself, why the fuck did they pick me? I think maybe Lang Lang was busy, and so I guess when you think of classical music in a setting like this, I suppose it's easy to think you'll play Steve Reich or Michael Nyman or lots of Philip Glass, minimalist stuff. But you know what? The big traditional composers, for me, are still so alive and so relevant today that I wanted to stick with them. And there's so much choice. Bach, Beethoven, Prokofiev, Chopin, Liszt, Brahms, Rachmaninoff, Shostakovich, Stravinsky, Schubert, Schumann, Ravel, Debussy, Scriabin, Bartok, Hummel, Haydn, Mozart, and on and on and on. And all of these guys were pioneers. And they were pioneers in the same way as Kraftwerk are pioneers, or Jean-Michel Jarre is a pioneer. They're dead. And I want to keep them alive by playing things like this. Classical music for me, it's very much about storytelling. And there are no lyrics in piano music. And I love that, because every single person in this room, when they hear a piece of music that I play, is going to have a different story. And that's so important. It's so important to listen. And classical music, I wrote a book called Instrumental, and my publishers are here, so I have to mention I wrote a book. But in it I talk about this idea that classical music is kind of musical medication. We don't need drugs with classical. It's another reason I'm very happy to be at Sonar by day and not Sonar by night. I want to talk about Chopin. So we're talking about listening and storytelling. And Chopin was this freak from this tiny little village in the middle of fucking nowhere. And he single-handedly revolutionized piano playing forever. And this piece I'm going to play, he realized at the end of his life that people weren't really listening. You know, back then they weren't looking at Tinder and Twitter, but they were looking around and talking, and they were distracted all the time like we are. And he wrote a piece of music called the Polonaise Fantasy, where he weaves the act of listening into the fabric of the piece itself. It's an amazing thing he does. Even the very beginning, we have two announcing chords, and then we have a pause, and then we have a slow run from the bottom to the top of the piano. So we have act, stop, listen. And throughout the whole piece, there are moments which are unexpected, like he's slapping you and he's making sure you're paying attention. Different dynamics, repeated chords, even the ending. Normally in a piece like this, it's quite long, it's 15 minutes long, and you expect this big, heroic ending. But Chopin, he wasn't that insecure anymore, he didn't care. All those endings, they all say the same thing. They all say, you know, look what a big dick I have, and look how fabulous I am. But what he does is he has this hybrid ending, where he has a big heroic ending, but also he has a thoughtful ending, a softer, a sadder ending at the same time, one on top of the other. So this is Chopin's Polonaise Fantasy in A flat major. Have you ever had a dream that you just don't want to wake up from? It's a bit like that.